Page 17, work, for the night is coming. 4/4 time. Let's talk a little bit about things right hand first. You're starting out with 1/4, not 1/5, because normally in this position you'd be 1/5. But if you look at the next measure, we have an A. So to prepare for that, we're going to be in this position. It's not a 5-finger position, it's slightly extended out. Extended means you're just beyond 5 fingers, really. So here, and that's our position. So we're starting 1/4. Eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. I'd like to challenge you a little bit on this because the music's going to get more challenging, so let's just get ready. Third measure over in the right hand, you have this rhythm. You have all these C's there. I'm going to challenge you to do a 1, 1, 2, 1 fingering. So you're not using thumb on all of them. We're starting to use other fingers. The idea is a lot of times in piano when you have a repeated note, it's really safer and better once you learn how to use different fingers on that repeated note, not the same finger all the time. You can't all the time. Sometimes you have to use the same finger. So this is just introducing you to that idea. It's just thumb, and then for the eighth notes it's just 1, 2, and then a 1 on the last one. It's 1, 1, 2, 1. You take a pencil and you just lightly write in the finger numbers I'm suggesting, and I'm encouraging you to try that out here. Second line is similar to the first, so let's go down to the third line. We have all these D's. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to encourage you to alternate 1 and 2 fingers here and start with the thumb. So it's rather than here, just use the thumb. You're still in this position, you're just using the thumb on this finger too. You're using both fingers here. That's all it is. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. That puts you in position. That's why I say start with a thumb, that way it ends up correct. You want to end up with second finger, and this is how you can do that. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's what I would encourage you to use here. Now in the second measure you have that dotted rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Third measure over, you have the E's. It's the same thing as the first measure, different note. So again, I'm encouraging you to use the 1 and the 3 fingers this time. Alternate those. So start with the thumb, just bring the thumb under to the E, and then alternate 3 and 3. So it's 1 and 3 and 3. Like so. And the last note of that measure here, C F sharp. Going into the next measure, connect the F sharp and the G. You can't connect the bottom because you're using thumb on both, but it's the melody we want anyway, so connect the top note. Like so. Then the last line is similar to the second line, no big deal, I hope. Left hand. Keep the left hand soft because the melody is the top note in the right hand. So left hand. You have the 1 chord, the 5/7 chord, pretty much that's the chords you're using. Until you get to the Amen, then you have a 4 chord. A lot of Amens is a 4/1. The chords are 4/1. You'll notice that throughout. They don't have to be. I mean, you can have really long Amens where you use a lot of different chords. That, man, that type thing. But typically it's just 2 notes, 1 for each syllable in the word, and it's a 4 chord to a 1 chord. Left hand, the rhythm is similar to the right hand, not always the same, but similar. And the third line down, you have the 5/7 chord. It's tied over, so you're going to hold that down for 8 counts, all for 2 full measures. while your right hand does all of its wonderful stuff. And then here, back here. Now there is one thing that may cause some people some problems. Let me talk about it a little bit. That's the last line, the third and fourth measures in the left hand. This. It's going from the third measure to the fourth measure. You have an F, then you're going to a chord. You got to get the notes and the chord down at the same time. Well, in piano, I use a weight to help me push the notes down. I don't just stay still and use the fingers. Blech. I use the weight on all this stuff. I'm exaggerating it here. And if you do the scale videos, do the C major scale. If you don't know the scale, do the beginner part. Learn the scale. If you know the scale, go ahead and see if you can do the intermediate part. But do this accents and the wrist stuff I say in the scale video. It's very important. It really will help you gain control over your hands and fingers. So here, you push the chords down by just dropping the weight of the arm and hand down, and the fingers are in the position you need, and they just go down. Hopefully at the same time. Well, it's kind of hard to do when you have a note in front of it. Changes it a little bit. So I'm still using the weight even for single notes. If it's slow, I'll drop the wrist on every note. But I'm transferring the weight from finger to finger. It's like a spokes on a wheel going here, except it's this. It's like a wheel's about to fall down. That's it. So it's here. I'm transferring here. And then going into that chord, I'm transferring the weight to the whole hand. And what I do is on the F, the wrist is down when I do the F. I raise the wrist up, but I'm holding the F down. And then as I lower the wrist for the chord, I'm raising the index finger up, and I have the other fingers in place, so they're ready to go down. So all I'm doing really is just raising this finger up. So here to here. The other fingers are here ready to go, and I'm just lowering the wrist and I'm raising the index finger up. Weird. I'd encourage you to practice it and get good at it. Do it in both hands. You can do that. Just use a D in the right hand and just... I'll talk about this technique more in other chords and stuff, but try and get this for now. Now there is a repeat sign at the bottom, so we're going to play this twice. There's words at the bottom, or you could actually play it 3 times if you want to sing all the verses. We're just going to do it twice. There's a note at the bottom above the staff, last time retardando. Yeah, a lot of times they'd put that stuff between the staves, but there's words between the staves. There isn't room, so they put it above. It doesn't matter where it is. It just means the second time or the last time. If you're doing it 3 times, it'll be the 3rd time. Slow down. So moderately, whatever that, you'll have to decide what moderately is to you. But then when you get down to the last line, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you slow down and die away, get softer, and then you can go into the amen. And the amen, you can stay slow. If you're slowing down there, you stay slow for the amen. It's the same speed. 2, 3, 4, etc. Now at the bottom there, but in between the stabs, you see that arrow to get softer, that decrescendo arrow. That's every time you play it, you're going to get softer there, not just the last time. And the note at the end, the fermata, I'm going to hold that 8 counts instead of 4 because with a metronome, I just double the value. If you're just playing it, you just hold it out for however long you think it feels right, and then you stop. A suggestion, if you happen to be playing this and there's people around singing and you're having fun, at the end when you're doing the amen and you have this fermata and you're holding it out, when you get ready to release it, you have to have some way of letting the singers know you're about to stop. So nod your head or something, or let them know we're done. So here at the end, so just done. or something with your head so the singers know you're about to stop. Learn that one the hard way. So let's try it together slowly to check the notes and the rhythms. You can speed it up and perform it on your own or whatever. As far as singing it goes, people could sing it. You have to be a little imaginative, like the third measure. The top two voices would be singing the melody together. The bottom two voices would sing these notes, and then they can sing the bottom two notes here, and then the bottom two notes here. I don't know if your middle, the lower of the top can go down that low. If they can, then they sing the G, the top note and the bottom. Because you got 4 notes total, and you just split them up as best you can. If you can't, then they can sing melody. But go ahead and, instead of a dotted half note they're showing in the third measure, the left hand, you'd have to have the same rhythm as the top hand if you're going to sing it. Because you got to have a note for each syllable or each word or whatever. So you have to adjust the music if you want to sing it, but you can still sing harmony on this if you want to. It's like the third line down. The left hand has here, and it's tied forever. Well, if you want to sing it, the bottom voice is here, the top voice, or the tenors, and then the altos, if you can get that low, is here, and then the sopranos. And if the altos can't sing that low, the soprano, then they have to sing with the sopranos, and you just sing with the same rhythm as the melody. Everybody's singing the same rhythm, and that's how you can sing this too. I'll give us 4 counts and we'll play it together. So the right hand's here to start, and the third measure it's going to go to here. And the left hand's here. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 2, 3, 4. 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Off.